Ceramics 1 2020 with Mr. Brandt. Take one. My name is Jeremy Brandt. I teach the Ceramics 1 classes, and I also teach TV and video production, hence the clapper. So rather than have you stand there or sit there and stare at me the whole time, I have been teaching at Voorhees for 22 years, so I have accumulated quite a bit of old projects and demo videos and stuff. So rather than you looking at me, I'll keep talking, but I'm going to throw in some ceramics related videos that I've compiled. There are two art teachers that teach the ceramics class. Mrs. Grodkowitz, who teaches the upper levels along with me, teaching Ceramics 1. But there's also upper level courses 2, 3, and she does some independent studies also. I grew up right down the road in Washington, New Jersey, went to Warren Hills, graduated class of 1990. I currently live in Easton, and I have a wife and 2 children. I have 2 daughters, one is 10 and one who is 7 years old. And I am excited and anxious about getting started with this school year. It's a lot different than what it looked like in previous years. First of all, you can always reach me through email. That's the best way to get me. I'm putting it up there on the screen. I also have my phone extension, but I can tell you that the quickest and easiest way that I'll get is email. But the phone works too. Just make sure you follow that extension that's up there on the screen. So for Ceramics 1, let's talk about traditional versus what we're calling COVID ceramics. I've been working with Mrs. Grodkowitz and trying to correlate together so that what she is doing in her Ceramics 1 classes is the same things that I'm doing in my Ceramics 1 classes, so that we're all the same. But in traditional, if we were in the building every day, the kids would be in the ceramic studio working with clay every day. We would have broken up the semester into 2 sections. First marking period would be all hand-built stuff, and then the second marking period would be wheel throwing. In wheel throwing, they would be doing a cylinder, a vase, a bowl, perhaps bottles. But obviously, we have to roll with the punches, and ceramics is going to look a little bit different this year. We are currently working in 3-dimensional materials. And in the beginning, from day 1 here, we're going to have the kids using materials that they have at home, things that are readily available. We have put together a list of items that we have on order right now. So within the next, 4 to 6 weeks, we should be getting in a bunch of stuff. And our plan is to put together a art kit that we'll be able to get out to all of the kids so that they can be producing stuff at home. And that is a whole bunch of different materials, mostly working in 3D. We're trying to keep the curriculum the same as best we can. The idea is that kids are working 3-dimensional and working with their hands. I think actually working with 3-dimensional material is important, and I think it's important that kids use their hands to be creative. We want the kids to have fun. I'm trying to come up with projects that will keep the kids engaged, to let them inject their own personalities into what it is that the projects that I'm assigning. Grading. In Aspen, there will be 3 different types of grades that will be going in there that you'll see populating. It is the project grades, participation grades, and classwork grades. The biggest part of their grades will come from the project work. The art department as a whole, I believe, is grading not so much on technical skills. We look more at the process. The end result is nice, but it's more about the actual creating and getting your hands dirty. So Google Classroom is going to be used extensively through this semester, and just like other courses, if your child sends you an invite, then you can also join in as a guardian so that you can keep up with the things I'm posting in there, upcoming projects, and you can see kind of what we're doing in class. I'm going to be available every day through my office hours. That's between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. The link for that is in Google Classroom, and the kids, I've already talked to all the kids and showed them where it is. If they have any questions or concerns, they need extra help, they just want to pop in and say hi, they can always use that link to catch me. They can use all the different avenues that they keep throwing at us, email and Google Meet and Google Classroom, and there are so many ways to get in touch with me. So if a kid is not comfortable checking into a Zoom meeting to sit down for office hours, they can always just send me an email, and I will return emails as soon as I get them, or any of those other avenues. It is very disappointing to us that we're not going to be able to work in clay extensively like we normally would. That said, we are working on plans to potentially get some clay together and some basic tools that we can send home, along with those other kits of other art supplies that we're going to be sending in the future. And we want to make sure that ceramics is fun and engaging, and it's supposed to be an outlet. It's supposed to be a place where kids can feel comfortable and make stuff rather than, the traditional bookwork. It's important. So if you need to reach out to me for whatever reason throughout the semester, you can always grab me from one of those avenues, the email, the phone, or whatever. I am always available, and I hope that your son or daughter loves this class. It's going to be a weird year, but we're going to make it fun. We're going to make this work. Okay, that's it. This is Mr. Brandt signing off.